Hi everyone. This has been sort of a small pet peeve of mine, but I thought I would take the time to address it, and that is internet criticism. A lot of people on the internet have one of two schools of thought for internet criticism, and that is either I must find everything possible that I can that's wrong with something and try and bash it into the ground. Or two, I don't want to hear anything mean about anything. You haven't done anything any better than me, therefore you cannot talk. What can be said about this is that both sides are both right and wrong at the same time. It's unfair to be unnecessarily belligerent, but it's also not right to only want to hear the positive feedback from your audience, because constructive criticism is one of the best tools to make your work better, to see things from a perspective you didn't think of, to distance a lot of people can't distance themselves from their work, and so when someone criticizes their work, they think they're criticizing them, which is not always the case. Like, whenever I am watching a video and I don't particularly love it or hate it, I usually do comment on things that elicit some response. Now, if I'm going to give a negative comment, I usually try and say something that needs work in something that was good, or if something didn't work, suggest a way to make it better. I can't stand people who just say this sucks or this is lame and don't give any reason for it. That thing might be lame, but you're not helping them by informing them of this without giving them some sort of constructive criticism. The major reason I'm doing this response is because, again, Mark Wahlberg Raps to Animals got a hilariously offensive comment, and that's the reason I keep that video up, because the hate just spews from the woodwork when people see that video. And I tried to outdo myself with Lex Luthor Loves Depeche Mode, but people apparently were entertained by that, so I irrevocably failed. But it's so much fun to see how angry people get at that thing, but I can't stand it when people use the word gay in a demeaning sense. Don't let the way I dress fool you. I'm not a homosexual, but I do work in the theater, and I do have a lot of gay friends, and I find it incredibly demeaning to use that word as a hate word. It shouldn't be used as a hate word, and so I absolutely hate that. I don't like intolerance of any kind. I'm very intolerant of intolerance, which is a little ironic, but I'm okay with that. Every now and then I'll get offensive comments about a person's race or about a way a person looks. Yeah, I am not the most in shape guy in the world. I am well aware of this. And I'm not upset when people comment on that. Like, people say, "Oh, Deadpool's fat," Yeah, I know. I'm wearing body tight lycra and spandex. It's pretty easy to tell that I'm not in shape. And that is a relevant criticism of the Deadpool series. And so I don't get angry when people comment. Other people do. People come to defend me, like, right off the bat sometimes, and I appreciate that, but it's not worth getting angry over, guys, so don't worry about it. But I hope you guys walk away from this video. Hopefully I might have changed some trolls into rational people, or I might have changed some people who won't get offended with negative comments. It's really important to be constructive with criticism. So That's the moral of this video, is if you're going to criticize, be sure to criticize in a organized, not angry fashion. Angry criticism is the worst. Another thing, this is another little pet peeve of mine, is I love you guys' feedback. I love your opinions, both positive and negative, but I don't need suggestions. I mean, suggestions are fine, but when you demand something from me, I don't want to do it. I remember when I was working on the X-Men episode, a guy said, now do one where Deadpool fights Wolverine. And I wanted to just throw away the script because I thought that was so rude. Someone to demand something from me when it's my series. I'm open to suggestions, but don't demand something of me. I don't have the biggest budget in the world either, so it's not easy to do everything that I want to do everything that you want to do. But I can't stress this enough. I do love getting feedback, both positive, negative, what you think could be better, or what you liked, what you want to see more of. But don't make demands of me. That's just rude.